Innocent Rutijana is one of the few people who survived the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi in Nyarugenge district. He remembers seeing hundreds of Tutsi bodies who had been killed on April 10, 1994. Rutijana survived the genocide by hiding at St. Joseph in Nyamirambo. About 200,000 people were killed at St. Joseph. Only 6 of us survived. We saw unspeakable atrocities committed by the presidential guards and Interahamwe militia. It was inhuman. It is also on this date in 1994 that the presidential guard fired heavy rockets at King Faisal Hospital, killing 22 patients and wounding 70 others. The same killings happened at the University Teaching Hospital of Kigali, locally known as Sehashika, as explained by the eyewitness Mukachimenyi Specials. Mukachimenyi, who miraculously survived these killings, was admitted at Sehashika by the time of the attack, and she sustained gun wounds. It was a very difficult day for everyone who was at Sehashika. Even patients were not spared. It is the day that a child called Murungi from Sisi's family was shot dead. They would pick bedridden Tutsis and slaughter them in our faces, accusing them of being cockroaches. Still on this particular day, 26 years ago, there were Tutsi shelling in Gahanga parish by bloodthirsty Interahamwe killers, leaving about 7,564 people killed and 2,522 villagers lost their lives in Karumbelu village. The killings were ordered by the local leader of Kanombe commune, who was assisted by the local police detachment. Across in Bumbogo sector, Gasabo district, in Jukumba primary school, about 2,500 Tutsis were killed by grenade attacks, while others were hacked by machete. The military car threw grenades in the school at the watch of Interahamwe militia led by a man called Muyoboche. The killers carrying machetes and clubs made sure that no Tutsi fled the school compound. At around noon, the school had been turned into a slaughterhouse. Over 250,000 people were killed on that day. On this particular day, hundreds of thousands of Tutsis around Kigali were running for refuge at École Technique Officielle Eto Kicukiro. The technical school was under the protection of the Belgian UN troops before they pulled out of Rwanda on April 11, 1994, following the murder of 10 Belgian soldiers by the government forces. Life at Eto Kicukiro is one to forget, according to Kairanga Jean Dodier, a witness who is among others the very few people who survived from the technical school. Everyone who ran at Eto Kicukiro did not have a good report of what was happening around Kigali. They would share stories of killings and families being wiped out. People were starving. We had been separated from our families, and everyone thought that apocalypse had started. However, the few genocide survivors who made it to the April 10, 1994, also remember this day as the day of redemption. It was 2 days after the contingent of the Rwanda Patriotic Front, RPF Inkotanyi, based in Kigali, had embarked on a rescue mission to stop the killings, following the orders of the commander at that time, Major General Paul Kagame. About 10,000 Tutsis, majority of whom who had sustained serious injuries, were rescued and taken for treatment. Reporting for RwandaTV News, Ethan Tashobia.